down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
What's going on, Savvy Investors? This is your friend, ding, ding, dong, ding. Steve VanCauwenbergh, the Savvy Landlord. Savvy somewhere, somehow in Oklahoma City, doing it big. In my mind, and your mind too, because Think and Grow Rich is on my mind, and hopefully it's on your mind too. You know, I'm going back to the basics. And I'm like, how did I get here? I was just hollering at a really good friend of mine. He was on a podcast at 24 units, and today he's at 75 units within a year and some change. And I think that all boils down to desire and action, but it takes the knowledge and the mindset. So I was like, I've been trying to help people. How did I do it? How do I get to the next level? How do you get to the next level? And I think a lot of it boils down to what you know. Obviously, it's pretty obvious. In what you read and the people around you. And I remember when I first fell in love with personal development, man, I was actually at Oklahoma City Community College in between life decisions of going back to school, not to school. And I was just fooling around. Basically, I was just running through the halls, reading books like Think and Grow Rich and just skipping class. Just because I was so enthralled with this book, because I never even knew that this could exist. I remember the day that I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it said that you can be rich. It doesn't matter what color you are, what you look like, where you came from, what's your address, that you can do it. And I think that we need to never stop reprogramming our mind, never stop going back to where you came from and how did you get there and how did you get where you're at today. And I would love to interview my homie pretty soon and like, what are you thinking today that is different than what are you thinking before? When you got the 24 units, you thought you were somebody, but then you were on the 74 units, 75, and the things that he says, my capital is not being utilized as it should be, and it's not the best use of my time. So thus I must unload some of these investments. Whew, man, when my homeboy said that, I was like, I didn't even respond. I was like, he arrived, and you got to arrive. But if you can't arrive, if you don't know how to arrive. And so I'm just going to break down Napoleon Hill's book in like the shortest podcast on the planet Earth within 15 minutes. So hopefully we can roll with this quick, down and dirty. But this is a quick summary, and there is no summary on the Think and Grow Rich. It's just some thoughts on paper that will motivate you. And, you know, I never really understood the title, Think and Grow Rich. I understood that and how he came up with it and stuff. It's a great story, and you need to find that for yourself. But I love the subtitle, and no one ever quotes the subtitle. The real title is Think and Grow Rich, but the subtitle is How to Master Success Consciousness. I'm telling you, when you get older, time is the most important thing. Your mind is the second most important thing, I believe. And of course, your third is your family. In my mind, remember, time, your mind, and your family. Because you could be lost with your family and don't even know what's going on because you lost your mind because you just made bad decisions or did the wrong things and you don't have a family. I think it's your time is the most important thing. Your consciousness of time. What are you doing? Who are you giving it to? And why are you throwing it away? Your mind. What are you putting in your mind? And then, of course, your family. So here's a quick thing. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. These are anchor concepts. Thoughts are things. All of man's creation start from thought impulses. You know, when you really think about it, everything was like this. Jeff Bezos, I was watching on PBS the rise and the continuation of Amazon. The things that he thought about 20 years ago are amazing how they're coming into fruition now. One of the things when he became online, when he put the Amazon on the stock exchange, he told his investors straight up right out the gate, we're going to lose money, and we're going to lose money for a long time until we put other people out of business. Whoa, when you think about that, I mean, you can't run out of money too long. He did that. Now he's the richest man in the world and on the planet Earth. It's just amazing, the forthright. But you know, again, thoughts are things. All of man's creation start from a thought impulses. To attain our desires and riches, we must manage direct and thought impulses. So there's 13 principles that Mr. Napoleon Hill covers, and we're going to cover about these real basic, down and dirty and quick. Number one, you got to have a burning desire, not mere wish or hope, but a burning desire, a consuming obsession. I think about that. I'm like, how did was my burning desire that I didn't want to be like my mom? Like, what is my ultimate, what am I trying to do? When you obtain that goal, is it still burning? Is it still desire? You've got to write it down. You got to put it down on paper. What is the number one thing that you've got to accomplish, and all of your energy needs to go towards it? Number two, faith. Belief in obtaining of that desire can be developed by repeatedly affirming and visualizing, and also with feeling. I love this Jim Rohn song that Roy Smooth did. And it's like, it's about having the vision and building a house. And he would go to a lot. Your builders, this, they would clean off the slate, brush it all off, and you just got a concrete pad, and you're walking on this concrete, no walls are up, and you have a feeling, this is where the fireplace is going to go, this is where my master bedroom is. You've got to have faith, and you got to affirm it, you got to visualize it, and you got to have the feeling. You got to be completely immersed. Now, I haven't bought this yet, but I want to. It's on my list, but I don't know when. I don't know when I'm going to do it. But this VR whatever the frick it is, VR headset. And it's not the 300, but I always like to receive or obtain a goal through accomplishments of sort. Like, what could I do to earn that? What maybe eat healthy for X amount of time or whatever motivates you. But the point is that VR is like you're immersed. You feel like you're in the middle of the battle or whatever it is. You've got to have that for you. Number three, auto-suggestion. Repeated suggestions until all five senses, until your mind accepts it as fact. I'm telling you right now, Brian Tracy is the one that first turned me onto this, and it's so true. I have to tell myself as a young age, and I see it right now in my children, I like myself. I love myself. I like myself. I am a millionaire. I do great things. And you got to just do affirmations. I'm telling you, I roll with this dude who is just, I'm telling you, I can't even figure out his net worth. He's just killing it huge and hard. And he practices auto-suggestions every day. He calls them affirmations. And then he has prayer. And he's audible about them. I'm like, man, this dude, at first I thought he was lonely. But, man, when you see this cat's net worth and you see the way his swagger and what he's doing, it just makes me like, man, I'm dropping the ball. So number three, work on an auto-suggestion. Just a simple one like each and every day I'm getting better and better. And my wife said that to me today. I got the slice and dice on the stomach. And she's like, Steven, each day you're getting better. And I got to remind myself every day you're getting better and better. Imagine what my homie thinks. 24 units. He thought he hit the spot. Now he's at 74. It's better and better each and every day. I get better and better. I like myself. I love myself. Auto-suggestion works. Do it. Number four, specialized knowledge. Identify and acquire knowledge of the specific product, service, or niche you tend to serve. Now, if you're going to be in real estate, you're going to have to master that. I remember I used to buy billboards for my one business, the bridal business. And I remember this superstar gal, she was making like $250,000 a year just selling TV ads. And I asked her one day, I was like, man, what makes you the number one salesperson? She's like, Steven, I know my product. I know what channels, I know what times, I know what slots to slot. And I'm like, and that her passion and knowledge made my business wealthy because I just trusted her. She's like, no, you need to be at this channel at this time this is when HGTV came out, and yes to the dress. You need to have those spots. And I'm like, what? They're $100 a spot. I'm the, someone said this to me the other day that I was cheap. I'm not cheap. I'm thrifty, but I'll take that with a grain of salt. But when she was like, you need to buy these spots $100 a piece for 30 seconds in between dress, say yes to the dress. I'm telling you, I had to have faith, specialized knowledge, and belief that girl's specialized knowledge, and bang, bang, it blew my business. So study what you're studying, read what you're reading, get the pad and paper, take the notes, break it down, let them know. This is going to be longer than 15 minutes. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. Number 5, imagination. Give shape, form, and action to desire using synthetic imagination to combine specialized knowledge with ideas. Get it on paper. Draw it out. I love my son right now, man. He is up on fire, drawing out these weird, whacked out pictures. I'll be like this evil stuff. I'm like, and I just, normally I'm like, where does he get this stuff? We have never watched a rated R movie. We've never watched anything kind of crazy horror flick. This dude has imagination and he's just running wild. You got to do that too. What does it look like in your business when you're not running it? I just got excited. I'm reading another book the other day called Your Business Runs on Like Clockwork. And I'm like, I got excited. It says you need to set a goal for 18 months to go away for a month. I'm like, I got excited. How could I make that happen? Well, I got to tune my imagination in it. Number 6, organized planning. Keep creating plans with help of a mastermind group. Boom. Until you plan works, be a leader in your field. So, organized plan. I do that all the time, man. And guys, I get excited about making plans. I write out business plans. Sometimes they don't even ever come into fruition. One of my new business plans, I was writing it out, even having a meeting with an engineer. I wanted to make these overland trailers. I think they're going to be hot. Came up with the name and manufacturing. And then I'm like, then I got lost steam. But you got to keep grinding. You got to keep creating as many plans. And each time you do a great plan, another plan, it gets better and better. Number 7, decision. Make decisions with definite purpose with your original thing on number 1 and stand behind them with strong desire and faith. So 7, I believe, goes with your burning desire. You got to make a decision. What are you going to spend your time doing? I set a goal to make 100,000 with Savvy. I got to put out podcasts when I had a free idle time. My children ran off to do an errand and I was like, what can I do? I'm going to cut this podcast in 15 minutes and it's getting too long, so I got to keep on rolling. Number 8, persistence. Number 7 was make a decision. Make decisions on your definite purpose. And I know you struggle. You don't know what that is. Don't worry about it. Just write something down. Make something. I'm going to make $1,000 a month. Whatever it is, make a decision and start working towards it. Number 8, persistence. To build persistence, strengthen your desire, definiteness of purpose and plans, and positive influence and cooperation. All right. You got to be persistent. So, about that plan earlier, about the overland trailer that I was thinking about. And the reason why that even started, it's another story. I'll talk about that on another day. But I was like, I've been looking at buying businesses. I'm like, why don't I just start another business? And so when I start doing it, I'm going to be relentless about it. I heard a podcast a while back about being relentless. I'm talking about murder relentless. But you also have to, there's a different tenacity of persistence. So when I'm thinking persistence, I'm thinking, who could I call? Or who could I reach out to that could help me with this project? And bam, this dude popped in my mind. So I gave him a call and I just grinded it out. I was just persistent until he would meet with me. Now, by the time he rescheduled and scheduled, because he's a very busy engineer, just did a $5 million deal. By the time I got the meeting set, I was already lost my vigor for this activity of this business plan of overland tractors or trailers. But still, the fact is you got to have persistence, and finding persistence with influencers, cooperation from other people, create a plan, a team, and be persistent about following it to the end. Number 9, mastermind. Convert knowledge to power by assembling into plans and taking action with the help of a mastermind group, harmonious cooperation. Now, he goes really big on mastermind, and I think masterminds work. It's got to be unique. Maybe we should do, I talked about this a long time ago, a lot. And maybe I should really dive into a mastermind group. Just you and your homeboy getting together is not a mastermind group. You've got to get key people on this mastermind group, like an expert in this one area. So think of it like you're building a building, right? So I'm not an expert in plumbing. I understand how plumbing works and flows and PVC pipe. And I kind of understand the code because I've built a lot of stuff. But I really, to do it right, I need a super duper, the best plumber on the planet. And all he does is the plumbing. and the consulting for the plumbing. And then I got to do the same thing for electrician. I got to do the same thing for the landscaping. You feel me? So that's what a mastermind group. Don't just get together because you two guys or two gals are just great about, oh, we want to be real estate investors. That's not a mastermind group, right? Because you're both equal. Find a team that is crushing it, and they're a week in there. Find an accountant. They're not good investment people, right? They're very conservative. They're not motivated. They already have a revenue stream coming in. And so it's very rare to find, but they're very good at accounting. And that would be a great person to have on your mastermind team. And then figure out what you could invest with them. Maybe they're struggling and they want to go to $10,000 a month or whatever their goals are, that you could help them with marketing or copywriting or websites or something. Help them. All right. That's a little bit on the mastermind group. Number 10, sex transmutation. I didn't write this, SEX, but I'll read it to you. It says, sex is the most powerful mind stimuli. Damn right that is. Redirect that energy from physical expression. So many things are coming to my mind. To obtain your desires. So I remember when I read this as a young lad, I was like, what the sex? But I mean, when I read it now at 40 something years old, I'm like, sex transmutation, was this a disease? That's the title of it. No, sex is the most powerful mind stimuli. Redirect that energy from physical expression to obtain all of your desires. And think about if you're at a nightclub and you want to get hooked up, that's all you think about. That's what you need to do with your goal, with your number one, with your burning desire. Try to direct that energy, if it's a driving inside of you, and put it to work. Number 11, subconscious mind. This is big time. I'm telling you, this works. This is the link between your finite mind and infinite intelligence, aka some people call it God. He breaks it down in the book, infinite intelligence, God, whatever. This is the link between the finite, your simple mind, and the infinite intelligence or God. Plant in it any plan, thought, or purpose with positive emotions. So that's why I love, and I've just blown y'all up on this, and I'm sorry about the dream board. I'm serious. That's what the subconscious mind, it just goes to work. And I know that for a fact. It's like a testimony. When I accepted Jesus, I know I'm saved and I want to tell everybody, but yeah, whatever, but I'm serious. I feel like that's the way with the subconscious. It works when you're not working. If you put a picture of a six pack on the wall and you really not motivated, but you want a six pack and you know what it takes, I'm telling you, subconscious mind, I'm going, hey man, it's about time to get on the floor and do some push-ups. That's what the subconscious mind does. It prompts you. Some people call it the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, but your subconscious mind is always working, always receiving, always giving. Are you tuned into it? And when you can feed it as much as possible before you go to bed, go over your goals. Read them, talk about them, think about them. When you put your head on a pillow, what is it going to be like if you fulfill this one dream? Like when I ran a marathon in California. Where was that place at? I can't remember off the top of my head. It was some big bougie place. And I just envisioned myself running through the mountains, not Yellowstone. It was the other one. Dadgum, I can't remember. But the reality is, I paint myself a picture, even with the mountain bike right now. When I lay myself down on the bike, how am I going to take that jump? Can I take it faster? Can I do a tabletop? I envision myself doing those things. You've got to do the same thing. And then that's number 11. It's off the chain. You got to work on your subconscious mind. If you don't know about the subconscious mind, Google up subconscious mind and get to it. Number 12, the brain. Bang, brain, however you want to work. Brain equals broadcasting stations of thought vibrations. Now, in the book, this really gets really cool about it, but, your vibrations. And I don't know if you know Napoleon Hill, the story about his son was deaf, and the vibrations helped him hear. It's a powerful story. You got to look that up sometime. But the subconscious mind sends thoughts and feelings, and creative and imagination receives inspiration and hunches through the brain, through vibrations. And he breaks down, but we're not using our brain to the fullest capacity, and you've got to start training it, using it, reading in the morning, protecting it, getting all the negativity out of it. But number 12 is the brain. And number 13, the final, sixth sense, access infinite intelligence effortlessly after mastering 1 through 12. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm assuming infinite intelligence to him is God, and I don't know what his religious belief in, and it's none of my business. But the reality is, I know this for a fact. Number 13, the sixth sense. that when you hang out with super duper ballers, like I've just been fortunate that I'm just hanging out with this. I'm talking people that have over 30 million net worth. And I mean, I'm just honored to be at the table. I don't even feel worthy to be at the table. But when they start talking, like when you get right down and dirty in the intimacy of what's their driving force, I'm telling you, they got this infinite intelligence, like this awe of God and his wonder and what he's doing. It's amazing. It's fascinating. So listen, hopefully that you're taking this podcast seriously, that you're going to go buy this book or you pull it off your shelf and get to work on it. Okay. And so let's go through these 13 one more time, and then we'll do a quick thing on how to apply them. So you got desire, faith, auto-suggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, mastermind, sex transmutation, subconscious mind, brain, and the sixth sense. So number one, fix your mind on the exact amount of money that you want to do. So apply that principle. And I'm telling you, you've got to do that. My first was 1,000. My second was 5 and 10. I've told you this before, but I'm gonna say it again. When I was just barely getting $1,000 cash flow, it was murder. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life to get to this pinnacle moment. And I remember when I got to like 1,500, it was still murder. It was 2,000, it was murder. And then when I got around 3,000, I was hanging out with my mentor, and he's like, "Bro, let me tell you something. It's going to be murder all the way till 10 to 10,000 a month. But brother, when you hit $10,000 a month cash flow, things are going to change. Your mind's going to change, and it gets infinitely easier from there." And I'm going to tell you something. When he told me that, that's 15 years ago, 12 years ago, maybe 15, maybe 12, 15, somewhere around there. When he told me that, I was like, this dude's a liar, a buster. I don't believe you, because you rolling and you got it and you own all downtown Oklahoma City and you're killing it and you're worth 100, whatever. But he's right, man. When I got to that 10K a month, it just gets easier. Opportunities, your mind, it's your mindset. So fix your mind on something that's obtainable right now and go after it. Number two, decide exactly what you will offer for that money. How are you going to get it? Is it your labor? Is it your time? Is it a business that you're going to build? What is it? Number three, select a definite date of possess this money. When it's going to happen. I'm telling you, I got these goals are written down right now. On 2022, this is going to happen. 2025, this is going to happen. 2023, I'm serious. And I've learned this from other books I've read. You know, rich people, they think 10 years out. They don't think paycheck to paycheck, week to week, day to day. They don't even think month to month. They think year to year, 5 year to 5 year, 10 year, and legacy. I'm telling you, when I would talk to a CEO that, got a $10 million life insurance, and he was thinking 30 years from now. He wasn't thinking today. I was like, wow. Select a definite date. So what's the date? Put it down. Create a definite plan to implement it immediately. What are you going to, I love that. I love Jim Rohn when he was like, you want to lose weight, fat boy, get on the ground and start doing some push-ups, some sit-ups. Do it immediately. Do it right now. You're going to do a mastermind group. Get it locked up right now. Get a piece of paper right now. Pull over right now. Write that down. Write the 5 people on there that you want to connect with, or the 5 industries that you want to build and grow and crush in. Okay. Summarize these 4 things again that I just said, and then write it in a mission statement, in a clear statement that you could say over and over, and read that statement 2 times a day. Basically, that's your affirmations. Now, I know this was not 15 minutes, maybe 20, 25, I don't know. But I appreciate you listening. If this was good for you, if you like these kind of a quick down and dirty Napoleon Hill or any other book, I can do this. It wasn't too difficult. I would love to serve you. If this is good, give me what, let me know. Let your boy know. Other than that, go to the website, savvyinvestors.com. I got some swag, goodies, some books, all kinds of stuff to help you grow your own business. But whatever you do with the money you do make, go buy assets for real. Let me say it one more time because I didn't say it on the last one. Whatever you do, go buy assets.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.